You have designed superhero costumes for decades. Good, bad, it doesn't matter. You give everyone a costume that fits them with no bias. Now the superheroes are telling you that you can't make costumes for villains anymore. The villains step up to protect you. I had already seen the cover, of course. Friends and family had been texting me photographs ever since the issue had hit newsstands. This is one of yours, right? Slay. We don't even know what he looks like. This is all you. Scorpio had been named People magazine's sexiest man alive. And, yes, it was all me. The photographer had done a good job, too, it had to be said. Scorpio lay recumbent on a lavish, Baroque sofa, with the hint of a roaring fireplace emanating from just off camera. He wore the onyx embossed PVC number I designed for him earlier this year, and the light hit his rippling muscles just so. His mask indicated seductive, slightly feline features, a departure from the arachnid themes that had been his trademark in past iterations, and the effect was striking. Just like I drew it up. The camera loved him. As it should. Not everybody loved him, though. So you can see the problem. I slid the magazine across the table and leaned back in my chair. Lady Justice, Weatherman and the rest of the modern paladins glowered at me, anxiously awaiting my response. It's hardly my fault the voters find villains sexy, I said. It is your fault, though, Lady Justice said, slamming the gavel of infinite jurisprudence on the table. I mean, just look at him. Look at the muscles. Look at those V-shaped abs, tapering off down to the groin all suggestively. It's so porny. Oh, don't be such a prude, LJ. I laugh. The others aren't laughing. We don't want to tell you how to do your job, Miss Couture, Weatherman said, addressing me with that awful, gentle paternalism he's so well known for. Or censor your art. But it puts us in a tough spot when villains are becoming so popular with the citizenry. We're already dealing with too much moral relativism in this day and age, but now people are starting to treat villains, supervillains, like heroes. And you're adding to this confusion. Well, you could always fight fire with fire, Weatherman, I said. Maybe lose the raincoat? Go with something, I don't know, a little more masculine? Show off your chest? And you, LJ, maybe we could take up the hem on those robes a little bit? At least above the ankles, for starters, maybe? The modern paladins grumbled, shaking their heads at each other. I knew being a goody two-shoes was sort of a prerequisite for membership, but I couldn't believe how obtuse they were being about it all. Look, I said. People are visual creatures. They're motivated by visual context clues and they're drawn to beautiful things. That's not new. Think back to the golden age of superheroes. You could do good while looking good. Disgusting, Lady Justice said. I'm more than tits and ass, you know. I have a JD from Harvard Law. What kind of example do you think you're setting? We're supposed to be paragons of virtue. We need to look the part. Well, then, get ready for the villains to get more TikTok followers and win more magazine covers. I don't think Sophisticate is worried about setting a good example. Of course not. Lady Justice raised the gavel, threatening the table's structural integrity once more. She's a supervillain, that evil slut. And you will clothe her, if you can even call that flimsy get-up or hers clothing no more. The gavel slammed down. I have ruled. I blinked, and looked to Weatherman for confirmation. He nodded sternly. I'm sorry, I said. Did you just order me to stop serving the supervillain market? Lady Justice's eyes blazed with the intensity of the entire Ninth Circuit. That is my verdict.